Welcome. In this 5-minute video, I'm going to show you how to use Google's NotebookLM as a lesson planning assistant, even if you've never used it before. Today we'll start from scratch, upload our class resources, and then use smart prompting to build a Civil War lesson plan. We'll adapt it for English learners, students with IEPs, and GATE students, all in one plan. And we'll finish by creating ready-to-use formative and summative assessments. Before we dive in, let's take a moment to understand what Google Notebook actually is and what it isn't. This will help you see how it fits into your teaching workflow. NotebookLM is an AI-powered tool from Google designed to help teachers and students work with documents more effectively. You upload your own resources, things like standards, class guides, and your textbook chapters, and NotebookLM can summarize, explain, or draft lesson materials based on them. Think of it as a teacher's assistant that never leaves your side. But it's also important to know that what it isn't. NotebookLM does not search the internet. It only works with the resources you upload. It won't replace your professional judgment as an educator, and it's not a grading tool or a one-click lesson plan factory. Instead, it's a way to save you time, spark ideas, and make differentiation more manageable. With that context in mind, let's jump in and see how it works using our Civil War lesson resources. First, head to notebooklm.google and sign in with your school Google account. Click Create Notebook, and give it a clear name, which I'll give it in a second, but this is where you also upload your resources. So my resources are going to include the California History Social Science Standards, a class profile that I've created, a dummy class profile. So at this point, you'll be able to upload your resources. So in this case, it's going to include my California Social Science Standards, my class profile of a random class that I made up, the district's literacy toolkit instructional guides made by our curriculum and instruction team, and number 4, the OpenStax Civil War OER chapter. You can drag and drop PDFs, Google Docs, YouTube slides, and copied text as well. On the left, you'll see our updated resources, On the left, you'll see our uploaded resources. In the center is the chat panel. This is where we'll type prompts. NotebookLM uses only the materials in this notebook, not the open web. So everything it creates is grounded in these resources. Before we adapt for different learners, let's start by creating a solid standards-aligned lesson plan on the Civil War. Here's the prompt I'll paste in. Create an 8th grade U.S. History lesson plan on the Civil War aligned to the California History Social Science Standards. Use the OpenStax Civil War chapter and strategies from the Literacy Toolkit. Include content language objectives, lesson activities with estimated times, key vocab, materials listed, and homework or extension ideas. When I run the prompts, here's an example of what NotebookLM might generate. Click Save to Note so you can come back and get this document later on if you'd like. So now that we have the core lesson, let's adapt it for all learners, English learners, students with IEPs, and GATE students. Here's the prompt. Our lesson plan you just created and integrate differentiation strategies for ELL, IEP, and GATE students. Present it just as a single plan with all 3 groups addressed. Again to save it for later. And finally, let's create assessments tailored to this differentiated lesson. Here's the prompt. From this differentiated Civil War lesson plan, create 2 formative assessments and 1 summative assessment with differentiated versions for ELL, IEP, and GATE students. Save it to a note. And in all of our notes of all of our different parts of the lesson plan, I can also just say, please compile everything into one document. The lesson plans, differentiation strategies, and assessments. Oops. Assessments, click download it or copy to save your work. You can paste it into a lesson plan template or a blank document. Post it in Google Classroom or share with your colleagues. That's it. In under 7 minutes, you've built a differentiated Civil War lesson with assessments aligned to standards and tailored to your students' needs. Try this process with your own resources and see how NotebookLM can save you planning time while keeping lessons student-centered. Thank you.